Today I'm going to speak about how art is our life force, how it brings vitality into our lives, and how important it can be when we just create from our inner knowing. I'm going to be using my watercolor pencils and just a little water pen and a piece of paper. Super simple. I wanted to touch base and talk about life force. When we create, it reminds you of what it feels like to be fully alive. We often recognize it before we actually even know that it's part of us. And you're having a really good conversation with somebody who feels really alive. And when you leave the conversation, you're just like, wow, they had such good energy. I personally believe that when we create art, it's also having that kind of conversation where we feel that energetic life force coming from our creativity. And when we're in those beautiful conversations with people, we're 120% involved. We're listening with every morsel of our inner workings, of our cells, because that is our most important asset, is our attention, time, and energy. That's the most vital thing. That's what we get paid for, in exchange for our work, hourly wages and salary. It's our attention and time. I think it's really easy to forget what it is to create. I think it's even easier for society to say it's a hobby, we can't make money from it, even perceived as a waste of time. I remember when I was younger that my mom says, no, art's a hobby. It's not like a career. A career is like a doctor or a lawyer. I do come from an Asian family, so that does check out. So rather forcing, the outcome that we want from our art and that production-based feeling, I think it's really important that we just give ourselves more opportunities. Just like if you have more conversations, the chances of you having a really good conversation is a lot higher. If you make more art, the chances of you making art that speaks to you and brings you into the present moment and gives you flow state, the chances are higher, which is why I'm continuing to do 10 days of creativity for 10 minutes every single month. And I don't need to document it. I know if I'm doing it, just like you know if you're doing it and you're completing this. I just found that the things that I was doing was no longer providing me the same satisfaction. And when I found something that really, really lights me up, I am all in. That's what the studio has been for me, to just create freely, to have an intention and just run with it. To not be so rigid about the outcome, to learn those lessons of being good enough and enjoying the process. When I had a lot of self-deprecating language, episodes of depression, I just want to be with my art supplies. I would make art, crumple it up, cry over it, journal about things, and then come out feeling more reconnected to myself. I think that was one of the biggest components for my mental health, was the reconnection to myself, the trusting of my intuition, and just like how important that was for me to take more leadership, more accountability in my own life. Has shifted everything for me. That the most important part was for me to start trusting myself. The self-deprecating language wasn't connecting me to my life force and the art that I make, right? I needed to provide some room for it. It's constantly telling me what belongs in my life, if I'm listening. But also like having a lot more fun with it. Like even now, I had no intentions of what I was going to create. There was no planning that went into these therapeutic, intuitive responses of how I make certain types of art. But I'm encouraging you to follow where the enthusiasm is, follow that life force, follow that creativity, follow those nudges and the creative callings that are really speaking to you right now. Is there something that you've walked away from for a really long time and you've always wanted to come back to? Dancing, singing, painting, knitting. I had a community member say it's been 11 years since she had moved on from her dance practice and now she's coming back to it. I spent probably a year without painting much, getting distracted by life. We can always come back to those things. It's like riding a bicycle. You don't forget it. This whole video is just me sharing that your creativity, your life force, connect with it in whatever modality that you want, whether that's a walking, dancing, skipping kind of way, or maybe it is a silent incense, spiritual sound healing kind of way, or maybe it's just straight up taking your camera out and taking pictures of weird stuff. This is an invitation for you to take one meaningful step towards connecting with your life force today. Thanks for watching. In this video, I'm going to talk about how creativity is directly connected to your life force. A little bit of my experiences, a little bit of drawing live with me. My name is Jenny. I absolutely love talking about creativity. Let's get into it.